Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Takayuki Ginga Gyuto 240mm knife. And this knife has an all stainless construction for ease of maintenance. And you can see these are very dramatic from an aesthetic point of view. Lots of features, we'll talk about those. The core steel on this is ZA18 full stainless steel. Heat treats are at 60 to 61 Rockwell on that core steel. You can learn more about this steel on the product page on the Chef Knives to Go website. The construction has a stainless cladding as well, so they've done a multi-layered, they call it a 69-layer Damascus finish on here with soft stainless materials, and you can see they've done a little bit of etching and then quite a bit of polishing on the blade. So the blade has a fair amount of reflectivity with my studio lights here, so we'll try to keep that to a minimum for you, but very dramatic effect. The weight and dimensions can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this particular one is 170 grams or about 6 ounces. So it's pretty light for such a large knife. The edge length is 247 millimeters from the tip all the way down to the back of the heel, or about 9.7 inches. So this is a pretty decent sized blade. The overall length is about 15.9 inches. It's a thin blade as well, and it's quite stiff. It's fairly stiff for such a thin blade. And so I got about 1.9 millimeters thickness pretty much across the whole knife. So at the back, halfway down, and then as you start to get towards the tip, it starts thinning out, of course. And these have very high performance tips, so look how thin that tip is on that. And so this is a high performance grind and geometry on this. And also it is pretty darn thin at the edge, so this is going to be quite the high performance blade. Blade height is about 51 millimeters at the back, so kind of apropos with this size of a blade. The handles are really nice. They're made out of wenge. They're octagonal, ambidextrous, kind of a bit of a squarish kind of profile shape to them, but comfortable in the hand. They use a black buffalo horn ferrule, so this is a little unusual to see buffalo horn these days. It's less common, so really nice upgraded handle, nice fit and finish on the handle. This wenge material has some very interesting figure to it. Both handles I've seen are really cool looking handles. The circumference is about 75-76 millimeters where the two materials meet, or about 3 inches around. And you can see the handle fits kind of flush with the bottom of the neck of the blade, so that's a nice spot for your finger to go there. And balance point is a little bit behind a pinch grip, but it's a bit longer handle. It's fairly light for the handle, but the blade's also light. So there's your pinch grip. I shouldn't say pinch grip. There's your balance point right there. And then for me, a pinch grip is pretty close to that. So you might be slightly in front of or behind that with your pinch point, but it's pretty neutral, at least for my grip. The fit and finish is very nicely done on these. They've done a little bit of relieving of the spine and the choil back here, so it's comfortable. Nice polish on the blade. These blades are nice and straight. The grinds are good. Let's see if we can get our beauty shot here. You can see hand chiseled or hand engraved kanji on the right side of the blade. Very nicely done. You can run your finger over that and see it. I should say feel it. So very nice effect. Again, a little less common on knives sometimes these days, so very nice touch. And then we have some embossed information on the left side of the blade with maker, location, and steel. But very, very nice looking blade all the way around. The out of the box sharpness, I'd rate it about a 6 out of 10 on my scale, so I'd say it was pretty sharp out of the box. You could definitely probably get it sharper and put a little bit nicer edge on there if you wanted to spend a little time on that. Here is the out of the box, or I shouldn't say out of the box, here's the edge profile. So these are very versatile profiles. The 210 was similar, so that's a good sign from a consistency standpoint of what you may expect on these knives. But you've got kind of a little bit of a flatter spot in the back half of the blade. It does have a roll into the heel. It's not a hard stop by any means, and it kind of rolls into that. It's not super aggressive on the belly of the blade to the sweep towards the tip, but I can still get up in there before the knife wants to dig the tip in. So this will rock nicely. It'll push, pull, cut great. You could do tip draws with it, some chopping towards the back. So it's really quite a versatile edge profile for different techniques, cutting techniques and styles. And just overall, very nice package. All stainless, very nice looking. Lots of cool aesthetic components, hand engraved kanji. Really cool handle. So it's a very nice package. So this is the Takayuki Ginga Gyuto 240mm knife.